welcome to the preview of the Japanese Grand Prix. Yes, it's race week round 3, the first of a triple header back-to-back races. We go to Bahrain after this and then to Saudi Arabia before we get another break. The big news into this weekend though was and is Yuki Tsunoda replacing Liam Lawson for his home Grand Prix. Max Verstappen isn't happy about the move. He's good friends with Liam Lawson and actually was defending Liam Lawson, saying even after China that this car is really difficult to drive. And yes, I can understand Liam struggling. They are mates. They have been for ages. Max Verstappen has been following Liam Lawson all the way through junior formula. He's actually gone and watched him race early doors, so you can see the connection there. And how much will that flow of favour Lawson going forward? That Max is, a mate, and actually really angry and disappointed with this move. Yuki Tsunoda, though, what a fantastic opportunity for him. He couldn't say no to the biggest chance of his life or the poison chalice. We've seen many teammate or other drivers come up against Max Verstappen and fail. Now it's Yuki's turn. He's at his home race. I think the script with Yuki is very different to the others, though. Yuki's had a good few years in the Racing Bulls and the outfit, part of the Red Bull team. And he's been quick, but the big problem I have here is that they went up with a head-to-head. Liam Lawson, Yuki Tsunoda, both apparently very close. Lawson was favoured, and this was not very long ago. We're talking just a few months. We've only had 2 races, so will there be more doubts? Is Yuki the real deal? What's he shown in 2 races that he'd not shown pretty much for the majority of last season? Personally, I don't think he's done anything different. He's kicked off and started where he finished last season. The only difference is that there's probably been a bit more pressure on Yuki Tsunoda in that he's been the man tipped to, be out of the Racing Bulls outfit by the end of the year, with the Honda moving on to Aston Martin. We all know that they've paid sort of 10 million to Red Bull to have Yuki in that seat. There've been extra funding potentially or apparently going towards Red Bull to get Yuki parachuted into this seat for this weekend. But either way, it's big news and it's fantastic that he's there finally in this seat. I can't wait for him to just crack on and get going. I think it'll be absolutely brilliant. Red Bull have tipped a special livery as well for the Japanese weekend. Max Verstappen has leaked a special helmet. Take a look, the all white with a bit of the cherry blossom around the back. I absolutely love this. Another one with a new livery for this weekend is the Haas team. Yes, a special livery for this weekend. It is a special weekend for them with their Toyota GR Racing Yazoo partnership that was announced. And they've got, I think it's brilliant, this, the pink Haas label and the cherry blossom all around. I absolutely love this. I'm not sure what you guys think of it. The promo video was absolutely brilliant. And the other big news heading into this weekend, Aston Martin F1 team for sale. No, Papa Stroll is not leaving and leaving his son in the lurch here. Lance Stroll, I think he'll still got that seat for a little while yet, but he's moved and purchased more of the Aston Martin car division, now owns 33% of that, but is selling a small minority share worth about £74 million in the F1 team. Papa Stroll isn't going anywhere. He's still got big bucks. He's just purchased a mega yacht, 5 stories, blah de blah, whatever. So it just looks more like a financial restructure of things, really, and they're just trying to get some liquidity after a difficult 23 in the Aston Martin brand and outfit as a whole. But I don't think there's anything much to worry about there. Let's get to the circuit. It's a brilliant one, the figure of 8. We've got the special 130R, the Degners, the Spoons, the S's. This is a brilliant circuit. All the drivers love it, and there's, I absolutely love this one. It's won a race around the F1 game, and it's absolutely brilliant. Once you get in a rhythm, it's absolutely fantastic circuit. I'm not surprised the drivers love this one. For this year, though, there's been new track surfacing from the last chicane all the way through, all the way out at the end of Sector 1. The high energy twisty bit of this one, and so We've also got new gravel traps as well instead of the synthetic grass, and that's at the outsides of turn 2, 7, 9, 14 and 17. So jeopardy, trouble if you make a mistake, and I absolutely love that. I think that's the way all the circuits should go. When we get rid of this sort of track limits nonsense, it's make a mistake, you get punished, and that's the way F1 kind of has been throughout the years, and I like the way they're kind of almost reverting back to that bit a little bit now. And the tyres, we've gone for the hardest in the compound for this year. We've got the C1 for the hardest. It's a new C1, but it's actually the closest tyre of the Premier range that's closest to last year. We've got the C2 for the mediums and the C3 for the softs. Both of them two are actually softer compounds in the range than what we saw last year. The strategy, it's either one stop or two stop. Now you do get a mixture. Traditionally, you're probably thinking the medium, hard, medium. If you're out of position, you probably go for the soft, hard. We've seen that. George Russell last year did a one stop, and that seen up into 7th place last year. So a mixture of tyre strategy combos with the new track surfacing. We don't know how that's going to play out. We've seen it in last time out in China, didn't we? The new track surface, tyres falling apart, but then really held well together in terms of the hards and how long they ran. So it's anyone's guess of how this is going to run. For the weather conditions, it's dry for the Friday and Saturday, but there's potential rain drama again. 60% chance of rain on Sunday for the race as things stand at the moment. It's colder as well, and this is traditionally the last race, or always has been for years. I remember, we've got the Prost-Senna title battle, the Schumacher-Hakkinen 98 and 99 title battles, and it's always been traditionally warmer and later in the year towards the end of the season. This year it's earlier than normal. It was round 7, I believe, last time. It's moved up a couple this time round, and so we get colder conditions, 15 to 17 degrees track temperature potentially. So the cars that like the cold conditions might come to the forefront. For the predictions of the weekend, though, I've gone for qualifying. I've got Lando Norris to take pole position, Charles Leclerc for second, George Russell, the surprise for me, to take third place. I just expect them to take advantage, the Mercedes, of the cold track positions, especially when it comes to qualifying. For the race, though, I've gone for Charles Leclerc to take the victory, Lando Norris to come home in second, and I've gone for a surprise, and I'm going all in Yuki fan. Delusional Yuki fan zone here. A P3 podium for Yuki Tsunoda on debut for the Red Bull. Beating his teammate Max Verstappen, in fact. Full delulu on my side of things for there, but there we go. For the good of the weekend, I've got Yuki Tsunoda and Ferrari. If they could take a pole position, Yuki getting the podium would be absolutely out of this world. Japan, which is always, the fans are absolutely fantastic here, aren't they? They're extravagant, they know F1. They come dressed as absolutely everything, and they're brilliant, and if Yuki pulls that off, it'll be absolutely mayhem and overjoy in Japan. The only downside thing that I don't think Yuki's party would be able to last too long, considering he's got to head to Bahrain after that. I think it'll be a bad weekend for Mercedes when it comes race day, though. But let's see how that one pans out. For the Drivers' Championship, Lando Norris leads the way in 44 points, and up behind him, it's mega close. Max Verstappen on 36 points, Russell on 34 points in third place, Oscar Piastri in fourth place on 34 points, and then we've got Kimi Antonelli. Yes, Kimi Antonelli in fifth place on 22 points. He's done a solid job, him, for Mercedes. And that shows in the constructors, really. The team leading the way, as you would expect. McLaren with 2 race wins on 78 points. Mercedes just 21 points behind on 57 in second place. Behind them is Red Bull, another 21 points behind the Mercedes on 36 points. And we've got Williams. Yes, Williams, you heard that right. Currently leading in fourth place on 17 points, equal to, yes, Ferrari, who... that 18 points is absolutely killer, because they'd be right up there with Red Bulls, wouldn't they, in that third place, but that's sort of shot them badly. 19 points behind Red Bull now, the Williams and the Ferrari boys, in fourth and fifth respectively. And well, this should be an absolutely cracking race weekend. It's a normal race weekend, FP1 on the Friday, FP2 as well, and then we've got the FP3 in qualifying on the Saturday, race early morning on Sunday for us guys here in the UK. It should be absolutely brilliant. I can't wait for the action to get going. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. As always, see you on the next one.